Greetings, I am Vitaly Portnikov, a journalist and political analyst. The first visit by Russian President Vladimir Putin to North Korea in more than 2 decades is a significant event. This visit is not just an expression of gratitude to the North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un for the assistance with weapons that Russia is using and plans to use in its ongoing war against Ukraine. This is, in fact, a demonstration of the shared intentions of two dictators who have realized that only destabilization indeed enhances their own political roles. This is what actually makes Putin and Kim so dangerous. Both Russia and North Korea, to be precise in assessing the situation of these countries, have indeed lost the civilizational competition in reality. Russia in Europe, where it significantly lags behind other countries on the continent, in the region of Europe, and the core essence of the Russian economy is indeed primarily the sale of oil and gas, basically. Modern Russia cannot boast of any significant or noteworthy economic achievements in any significant way, nor does it want to, because its leadership is convinced that relying on force, blatant coercion, and blackmail carries political weight in the modern world, in any way. North Korea also lost the civilizational competition in the Asia-Pacific region a long time ago, indeed. Of course, one can indeed compare this country with neighboring South Korea, but even other countries in the region, including China and Vietnam, where communist regimes still exist, have long surpassed North Korea in terms of economic development and the standard of living of their citizens. The only thing left for Kim is to indeed intimidate neighboring countries with his nuclear weapons and potential unpredictability and uncertainty. Not long ago, North Korean dictators were perceived in Moscow more as exotic guests. Neither Kim's grandfather nor his father were, in fact, taken seriously in the Soviet and Russian capitals. Now Kim is Vladimir Putin's main partner in the region precisely because he shares his view of destabilization as the main driving force of politics in the region, as the main factor. The two dictators have much to discuss during their personal meeting, and it's not about arms supplies or technological assistance to North Korea. All of this can definitely be agreed upon by the ministers. Putin and Kim have much more global and serious plans, and these plans should definitely be considered by both Russia's neighbors and North Korea's neighbors. If the two dictators are not stopped, and if they are not shown that attempts at destabilization can be met with a harsh response, they will continue to move in the given direction, and they will continue to move in the given direction in the future. Their talks in the capital city of North Korea are precisely about discussing and deliberating this direction, discussing the global steps and strategies of Russia and North Korea to destabilize the current situation in the modern world. And, of course, behind all of this is the looming shadow of China. North Korea is indeed so dependent on the People's Republic of China that without the tacit consent of Xi Jinping, Kim could not have truly become Vladimir Putin's main military sponsor over the past month. Putin values his relationship with China so much that he is indeed very significantly and deeply unlikely to establish a strategic partnership with North Korea without prior agreement with Beijing before proceeding. For Xi Jinping, both Russia and North Korea are, in his view, proxy states, tools he can use to influence, weaken, and destabilize the West. In much the same way that proxy groups in the Middle East are excellent tools for Iran to destabilize the overall situation in the region and influence. But Xi Jinping is undoubtedly confident that if necessary, he can stop both Putin and Kim in their ambitious plans. to worsen the situation in the region. For the head of China, it is important to prove to the West. It is necessary to negotiate with him, especially given the current geopolitical climate. In the bipolar world that China wants to build, it is Xi Jinping who will closely monitor Putin, Kim, and other dictators, ensuring they do not attempt any serious destabilization and the potential for serious destabilization. However, the United States and European countries, including Germany, France, and the United Kingdom, must recognize the significant and influential role of China and not offend those whom Beijing considers its close allies, strategic partners, or to accurately define the role of the Russian and North Korean dictators, essential tools for creating the important and influential role that the chairman of the CPC, Xi Jinping, aspires to achieve on the global stage. And in this particular circumstance, of course, it is indeed absolutely, certainly, and undoubtedly necessary to take into account the necessity for a more attentive and stricter approach not only to the contacts between Russia and North Korea, but also to the ties within the axis that is now being presented as the axis of resistance to the West. Russia, North Korea, and Iran would not be able to play such a disruptive and destabilizing functionality in any significant way that is currently one of the main problems in our modern world. If it were not for indeed the support and assistance of China, if it were truly not for indeed the shadow of Xi Jinping behind every dictator, if it were truly not for indeed their aspiration to build a bipolar world by weakening both civilized society as well as global economy, and also undermining sense of security felt by tens upon millions in all countries. Thank you. Stay on this channel, subscribe to it, and support its growth. Good luck.